What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Mr. Yours, and today we're playing Evony the King's Return on PC. And a very short video for you guys introducing just my take on cultures. What cultures should you have in what situations and what they kind of do. Pretty straightforward, honestly. So there's a handful of them. You have Arabia, Russia, America, Korea, Japan, China, and Europe. They all do different things for you, and honestly, I know it's like 2,000 gems or whatever to change culture, but it's worth it depending on what you want to do. And Europe, for instance, if you take a look at it, stone production is 10%, mounted troop attack is 5%, and march speed of monsters is 5%. That's just Europe specifically. It'll change the look of your city as well, which is pretty neat. We can go and take a look at that if you'd like. It might reboot my city for me. Europes themselves, they're great for the early to mid game to help you guys with boss rallies and upgrading expensive buildings in late game. That's just my opinion. So I mean, if you want to use them for later on down the road, you can go ahead and switch to Europes. Even your subs you can swap out for Europes too. It'll help you guys building and whatnot. This is pretty much what the Europe city looks like. It's a pretty city, pretty pretty. It's pretty pretty, you know, it's pretty pretty. Yeah, I know I botched everything, I'm sorry. Next up on the list, if you guys want to take a look at it, going to be China. Troop load is 5%, ground troop attack is 5%, and research speed is 5%. Go ahead and confirm that, switch it on over. China, good for resource production and for training a large batch of troops. So, I mean, if you're going to sit there and you're going to be grinding troops, you can go ahead and use China. Main city of resource production speed plus 60%, training speeds plus 8%, and then subordinate city training, and just your war tactics, which is pretty common. Looks pretty cool in here. I like the way this in-city looks. And don't forget, it does change the look of your city outside too. Pretty neat, pretty nice little concept. So that's the China one for you guys. Looks pretty cool, you know. Looks a little bit different on phone, a little more smush, but on PC it looks great. Should have changed that song. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, I believe we have what? Japan next. Japan. Food production is 10%, ground troop defense is 5%, crafting speed is 8%. Not bad, maybe do a little bit of crafting with it, you never know. Switch over to that, take a look at that. For Japan, among the best for late game attacks. Late game attacking, because you're going to get that troop attack from it. And it's going to be pretty good. Pretty good for if you want to play more offensively and do some crafting, I guess, too. I never personally switch to crafting because I always forget, but it's there if you need it. Good mind. Main city attacking troop attack 8%. Research factory material production speed plus 4%. Not bad, pretty neat. Let's switch on over to Korea. Lumber production plus 10%. Range troop attack plus 5%. Healing speed plus 5%. You can deal with Korea, great for mid to late game for city growth, especially when focusing on ranged marches. If you want to take a look at Korea, main city warehouse capacity 24%, maybe for some free-to-play players that do an SVS, I don't know. Extra resources from gathering 12%. If you're a gatherer, make sure you guys slap this on, all right? And it looks pretty neat in here too. This is one of the better looking ones. Clean, it's very vibrant. I like it. I like it. Yeah. What's next up on the list? America, gold levy 5%, siege machine attack plus 5%, training speed plus 3%. Not too bad. America, it's good for gold production. And then if you guys want to do like a lot of research, you're doing large batches of research. Like if you're gonna put in a session of doing research, whether it's for academy or military academy, definitely switch to America. It's gonna save you probably thousands of speed up depending on how much you're gonna use out of it and how much you plan on training. Nice looking city. Get your eagle. Pretty badass looking. I don't know. I mean, this one, you know, being pretty good looking. I like it. Current subordinate city gold production speed 40%, research speed plus 12%. So like, if you're gonna be doing like MA, any kind of research, especially military academy, but you know, if you have some Americas, toss them on your subs as well. It's gonna help you guys out. It adds up. It really does add up a lot. My personal favorite is going to be Russia. Ore production 10%, mounted troop defense plus 5%, traps building speed plus 10%, which is pretty damn good. So for me, in my opinion here, you know, if you're gonna be more of a defensive player, slap on that Russia. You're gonna be good. And especially if you're a defensive player, odds are you're gonna be training traps. So Russia's good for trap training. It's good for defense. Take a look real quick just to show you guys. In-city troop attack plus 8%. Trap attack plus 12%. So for me, I personally love Russia's because, especially my T1 trap, I run Kiet and he just goes good with the traps. So, I mean, especially if you're training traps, good. Russia, if you're gonna be a defensive player, use Russia. Take a look over here. What's next after Russia? We have Arabia. Gem gathering speed 5%, mounted troop HP 5%, and bonus from offerings 5%. Oh yeah. In Arabia, another very pretty looking in-city. Very, very pretty. Well, I don't like the castle and stuff outside the city, but I think in-city is gorgeous. It really is. Let's take a look at Arabia real quick. Hospital capacity 12%. Healing speed plus 8%. That is awesome. So yeah, you know, if you guys are gonna be doing a lot of offering, if you guys are gonna be going to the shrine doing a lot of offering, you plan on putting a session of doing offerings, whether it's gems or tributes, switch to Arabia. It's worth your while, especially for 2,000 gems. It's worth the switch. And it's pretty good looking on the inside too. You know, like after SVS or the KE event, make sure you guys switch to Arabia if you're gonna heal too. Go ahead and do that. So I mean, if you guys want my personal opinion on which ones to use, you know, if you're just a player that's going to be leveling up, and you're not in, if you're just a free-to-play player that's just leveling up, I would definitely, man, it's hard, but I would have to say China. You know, I think China, because you're going to be online, offline, the in-city resource production is going to be good for you. I know the bonus from gathering is good too. But I'd say if you're just a free-to-play player that's leveling up over time, go ahead and switch to China. You guys will do just well with that. Obviously, a lot of players, by the time you get to late game, you already know you're more of an offensive keep. You're going to be running Japan for a culture. If you're more of a defensive keep, you're going to be running Russia. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of questions. To be asked. It's supposed to be a short video. We'll be on this thing for like 7-8 minutes or whatever it is. But yeah, that's my take on it. Somebody asked me to make a little video on this, so there you guys go. And if you guys haven't, if you guys can, make sure you guys hit that sub button, turn on notifications. Also make sure you guys smash that like button, share this channel, and don't forget to join up in Discord as well. And don't forget about the Aptoid giveaway down below and the petition that I started for Battlefield Times. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going. Love you. Peace.